The Discord does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. We are live. Hello. Okay, let me throw on one of these themes real quick, guys. Don't worry about it. All right, we're doing this one. Hey, guys, live from the Believe in Serverless community. It's Serverless Jeopardy. Today's contestants from Oregon, Danielle Heberling. From Stunny, Washington, Joshua Proto. And from the UK, Dan Pudwell. And as always, today's host, the wonderful Sam Locke.
Thanks, Johnny. It's great to finally be able to say that. Welcome, guys. Welcome, whoever's on the stream, wherever you're watching this from, YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn, maybe X. Not too sure where we're all watching from. So this is the second sort of episode of this game show format for the Believe in Serverless community. If you watched the first episode, we did a sort of a family feud style thing. This time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do Jeopardy. So this time we're not using two teams. Instead, we've got three individuals, as Jonathan introduced. We've got Danielle, Joshua, and Dan. And so we'll run for about 40 minutes. We've got a ton of questions here, and they're all playing for a $50 donation to a charity of their choice. So I think we should probably just get things started. We'll do some introductions a little bit into the stream. Let's just do one final buzzer check, guys. You guys want to just buzz in very quickly? Perfect. All right, I see a couple of you in there. Great. All right, everything seems to be working. Right, let's just explain how Jeopardy works. We've got three sort of North Americans on the... Dan's originally from Canada, so he knows how the game works. Some of you at home may not. So we have the Jeopardy board here in front of us, and you can see we've got 5 different categories. We've got words within serverless tools, where we are defining a serverless tool and then giving a hint for a word that's inside that word. We've got emojis, where I've been quite creative with sort of defining some kind of serverless technology with the use of emojis. We've got who's that Poke managed service. So that's sort of a... sort of using the style of who's that Pokemon from the Pokemon commercials from the TV show. They'll see a silhouette of an AWS service's logo, and they have to try and identify what that service is. All about DB. So this month's theme for Believe in Serverless has been data or databases. So all of these questions have an answer that is somewhat related to the letters D and B. And then finally, we got badly described shapes. So I've just given some really tough definitions of some geometrical shapes. Now, as we go down the rows, we've got a certain amount of points available for each question. So we go from 100 all the way up to 500. And very simply, if the contestant gets it right, they get the points. If they get it wrong, they lose the points. And we've got a buzzer behind the scenes. First one to buzz in gets to answer. If you get the question right, you maintain control of the board. So I think we can get started. Just based on the order that I see here for the contestants I put in. Danielle, we're going to go with you to start with control of the board. So do you want to pick a question?
Yeah, let's do emojis for 100.
All right, emojis for 100. Buzzers at the ready. Okay, what is this serverless service describing? Dan, you've jumped straight in. Can I have your answer?
Is that S3 Glacier?
S3 Glacier is your answer. That is correct. All right, 100 points.
Oh, okay.
All right, Dan, you've got control of the board. Where are we going to next?
How about all about DB for 100, please?
All about DB for 100 or all about
Oh,
DB
yeah,
400?
100. Yeah, for 100.
For 100, no worries. Okay, let me just reset the buzzers. All right, okay, buzzers at the ready, all about DB 100. This type of database presents the information to be stored and retrieved in rows and columns. Dan, straight in again.
I'm not sure if you look as in. Okay, is this the name of the service?
A type of database.
Okay, SQL database. SQL.
SQL database. I think we'll give it to you. The answer is a relational database, but I think you're fine. So that's all good. I'll give you some points again. Reset the buzzers. Feel free to buzz in before I finish reading out the question, guys. It's all good. Obviously, if you buzz in first, I will be asking you for an answer. So, Dan, you've still got control of the boards. Where are you taking us?
I'm Let's go badly described shapes for 100. 100, please.
Badly described shape for 100. This shape must consist of exactly 180 degrees. Dan, very fast finger.
Triangle.
Triangle. Correct. All right, Dan taking a commanding lead.
Oh, it's not going to last.
Yeah, that's true. And these we've got some very high pointed questions coming up as well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Emojis for 200.
All right, emojis for 200. Buzzers at the ready. What is this service? Danielle, you're in first.
What is bedrock?
What is bedrock? That is correct. I've also forgotten that we're supposed to answer in the form of questions. So Dan, you get a nice little
Yeah, I totally got all that wrong, didn't I?
yeah, me too. That's what you get for getting a British person to host an American game show, I guess.
Yeah.
All good. All right. Answer in the form of questions from now on. Jonathan did make it, he told me to be very, very strict with it. Apparently it's something you need to be quite strict with.
I'll be more up on it then, guys. Don't worry. I'll come in like the hammer of Thor if any of you don't. So I'm watching now.
Yeah, he's been screaming at his screen behind the scenes, I think. All right, Daniel. Yeah, Danielle, you've got the control of the board. Where are we off to next?
Let's do words within serverless tools for 100.
Words within serverless tools for 100. Okay, so let me describe this for the people at home. So we've got a definition of a serverless tool. You're then going to see a slash and then a definition of a word. And so that second word is in the first answer, and that's what we're looking for. So words within serverless tools for 100, buzzers at the ready. So a fully managed service that is able to invoke Lambda functions, also providing optional schema validation. And the word you're looking for is the past tense of eat. All right, no worries. Time is up. I think maybe that was a tough one, but I think it will give you an idea for how the rest of the category will go. The answer we were looking for was API gateway. All right, so you see, so we've got 8 in there. All right, no worries. I think that's how the game show normally goes. People need to kind of figure out with the first one. But all good. No points won, no points lost. Danielle, you keep control of the board. Where are we going to next?
Let's do badly described shapes for 200.
All right, badly described shapes 200, buzzers at the ready. So this symbol is kind of like an upside down Y, and it holds a place in all of our hearts. Joshua, I see you've buzzed in nice and quick. What is
Lambda?
What is Lambda? That is correct. All right, that is points on the board. There we go. 200, 300, 200. And Joshua, you keep control of the boards, or you've now got control of the board. Where are you taking us?
Who's that pokey managed service for 400, please, Sam?
Wow, okay. Who's that pokey managed service for 400? Buzzers at the ready. Who is that pokey managed service? Danielle, you've buzzed in.
What is Aurora?
What is Aurora? That's correct. Very nice. Okay. Right, Danielle, got control of the boards.
Let's do emojis for 500.
Wow, okay. Emojis 500. All right, buzzers at the ready. Okay, what is this serverless thing? Give you a little bit of time for this one. If anyone at home thinks they know, spam it in the comments. I don't think the contestants can see, but feel free to play at home. All right, a little bit more time. Waiting for Jonathan to bring the crickets in. He's normally the timekeeper. All right, time is up. This was a tough one, to be fair, but yeah, we jumped straight to 500. This was the Cloudflare Worker.
Nice.
Yeah, so not everything's within AWS as much as we like to. There we go. Yeah, Daryl straight in with that one. Well done. Okay, Danielle, you've got control of the board. I think before that, let's go through some introductions now that we're kind of like a third of the way through. So, Danielle, do you want to just sort of talk to us about how you got into the Believe in Serverless community and a bit about the charity that you're playing for today?
Yeah, sure. I'm Danielle Heberling. I'm one of the Believe in Serverless champions. I just started as just joining the community as an AWS hero. I've built some tools for serverless in a past life at a company called Stackery. So that's originally how I got into like the wider serverless community. And then Alan and Andres invited me to join the champions, and you may see me in the Discord organizing speakers and things like that. And yeah, love being here. And the charity I'm playing for is a nonprofit in Portland, Oregon called Free Geek. They do a lot of electronics recycling. And then also on top of that, when they recycle laptops, if you volunteer there, I believe for 24 hours, you can get one of their refurbished Linux laptops for free. So it's really great if you can't afford a computer, but it's also really great for the environment. And sad story, I believe this weekend they just had a fire in their building. So this money is all the more important for them.
Okay, excellent. That's a great story. And yeah, best of luck. Dan, so let's move over to you. Just tell us a little bit about how you got into Believe in Serverless and then who you're playing for today.
Yeah. Been running an AWS user group in Newcastle for a couple of years, along with the serverless meetup group as well. So kind of two meetup groups, alternating months usually. And there's this person who has recently become an AWS hero. I'm sure you all know him, Lee Gilmore. He's in the area and he's given a few talks at these user groups. He's been excellent. And also James Eastham, ex-AWS person as well. And I think I got an invite from one of those two. I can't remember which one now. Yeah, I've been part of the group for a little while now. And obviously, Sam, you came to our user group as well. Gave a great talk about databases. So yeah, I like kind of that community, that aspect of it as well. And, you know, sharing the kind of knowledge around the local area as well for, you know, people who are kind of doing this on the day job.
Yeah. It was great to talk for you for like half an hour after the user group meetup and coerce you into doing this game show. Definitely wasn't the only reason I went off. I promise I did want to give that talk.
That's okay. Yeah, and the charity I'm playing for is Macmillan. So they run a hospice in the UK who recently helped out my mother-in-law a few months ago. So yeah, they're great, really good.
Excellent, Dan. Really, really nice. Great. Okay. And I think Joshua, before we jump into you, I think maybe let's just describe when we talk about jumping and joining the Believe in Serverless community. It might be some people that are just maybe finding this scrolling on LinkedIn or YouTube. There is a sort of Discord community that we're all part of. That's kind of what the main entity of Believe in Serverless is. If you found us, it must be pretty easy to find the Discord link, I'm sure, in some kind of profile on LinkedIn or X or Twitch or YouTube. So if you're interested in talking serverless, learning serverless, or taking part in a future game show, there we go. I think somebody's put the link in the comments for us. Feel free to join in. We're a friendly bunch. We'll be very welcoming. And yeah, we hopefully will see you soon. But finally, Joshua, a little bit about yourself, how you got into the community, and who you're playing for.
Hello, everybody. Let's see. I joined the Believe in Serverless community, I believe, when I was still working as either COO or head of marketing at Serverless Guru. I interviewed Alan Helton for the Talking Serverless podcast, and I think just we've always stayed in touch. And at Serverless Guru, when I was working there, and you know, I had the decision of, well, if I'm going to be in charge of building something, I would like to invest in the community and build a healthy community. So in that, it is involved in trying to understand who's trying to also build community, what's going on. And so now that there's the Discord, and I love Discord, so I had to join on. And I think generally I'm very anti walled garden when it comes to community, and Believe in Serverless is like the friendliest group that I've really met and been able to interact with. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm always down for a game show. So happy to be doing this in that way.
Lovely. And who are you playing for today?
So today I am playing for, watch out, Sanskrit incoming. I'm playing for an organization called Nritya Mandala Mahavihara in Portland, or the Dance Mandal Great Place of Learning, which is the only Newar Buddhist temple outside of Nepal. The Newars are the indigenous people of Kathmandu Valley, and the Newar have actually been under religious and cultural persecution in their homeland of Nepal for the past 200, 300 years. And so the head priest, Pudwell Ratnavajracharya, him and some other individuals founded the temple in 2009 as kind of a bastion of the culture and the traditions. In the United States, plays a big role in the Nepali community here. And they do tons and tons of really great work supporting the community and the immigration and everything, and the refugees there. In that way, not that most of them are refugees, but I'm a big part of that community as well. And so that's who I'm playing for today.
Oh, that's really fascinating. Excellent. Okay, great. So we've got 3 very different charities we're playing for. We've introduced our 3 contestants. I think this would have been when the commercials were maybe on if this was a real Jeopardy. So I think we're ready to jump back into the game. Let me just check that the buzzers are all clear. There we go. Danielle, I believe the board was with you, right? Just went for emojis 500.
Yeah, I believe so.
So we'll keep it with you. Also, just before you jump in, I don't think I mentioned it on stream. Normally with Jeopardy, we do a double Jeopardy where we clear the board and play for double points before the final Jeopardy. We don't have time for that today. If you want to see a full-length one, let us know. Give it a like or a comment, or join Discord. And if they see some spikes in activity, maybe they'll give me a longer slot of airtime, and we could do a full-length one. Anyway, over to you, Danielle. Where are you taking us to next?
Let's try words within serverless tools for 200.
All right, words within serverless tools for 200. So just a reminder, this was the API gateway question before. So look for a definition of the first half and then try and identify that second half word and try and squeeze it into your answer. So buzzers at the ready, words with serverless tools for 200. So an AWS native alternative to traditional cron jobs. And the word that you're looking for is an opening for the escape of a gas or liquid. See some thinking faces. All right, nobody buzzed in. All good. So the answer that we were looking for here was Amazon Event Bridge Scheduler, where event was the word that we were looking for. We would have probably have accepted Event Bridge as well. But okay, we've got the hang of this one now. We don't have a sort of a 5-minute pause. So next time this category comes up, I think we've all got it. Okay, Danielle, board stays with you. Where are we off to next?
Let's do emojis for 300.
All right, emojis for 300. Buzzers at the ready. What are we describing here? Which serverless technology or service or thing? You've all definitely heard of it. All right, time is up. What we're looking for was neon. Yeah, you see the little knee. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I had to be quite creative with these. Danielle, I think we're still with you. So where are you taking us to next?
Let's do all about DB for 200.
All right. All about DB for 200. Just a reminder, these answers will somewhat have, D and B will be fairly important parts of the question. So all about DB for 200. So hopefully you're not surprised by your AWS bill like Vegeta was by Goku's power level in this Z anime. And the hint is it's over 9,000. And just a reminder for the category, it's all about DB. Joshua, you've buzzed in.
Which is Dragon Ball Z.
What is Dragon Ball Z? That's correct.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's one of my favorite shows.
Did I pronounce the? Is it Vegeta or Vegeta? I'm not
It's
sure.
Vegeta.
Vegeta, I'm
Vegeta.
pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's why. Sorry, Dan. That's why you didn't get it. Okay, I
I'll blame
mispronounced.
you. Yeah.
It's all good. Great. Okay. Obviously, the DB was the Dragon Ball. That wasn't clear. Okay, Joshua, you've got control of the boards. Scores are tight. Where are we going to next?
We're gonna go to who is that Poke managed service for 100?
Okay, who's that Poke managed service for 100? Buzzers at the ready. So who is that Poke managed service? Dan, nice and quick.
S3.
Remember, form of a question.
What is S3?
What is S3? And you're correct. S3. Perfect. Okay. All right, Dan. Control of the board. Where are we off to next?
Pokemon managed service for 200, please.
Okay. Who's that Poke managed service for 200? Buzzers at the ready. Who's that Poke managed service? Danielle, you're in first.
What is Amplify?
What is Amplify? You're absolutely correct. All right, board's back with you.
Let's do who's that Poke managed service for 300?
Okay, buzzers at the ready. All right, who's that Poke managed service for 300? Dan, you're in.
What is Kinesis?
What is Kinesis? That is incorrect.
It's the other one. Yeah.
Danielle, you've already buzzed in second.
What is Glue?
What is Glue? Absolutely correct. Well done. All right. I think that was maybe the first question that someone got wrong. So for those that don't know the game show too well, you notice Dan would have lost some points there. So you're sort of wagering the points. If you get it right, you gain them. If you get it wrong, you lose them. And then the question passes to whoever buzzed in next. Okay, Danielle, we're with you.
Let's do All About DB for 300.
All right. All About DB for 300. And we got our daily double. Okay. There we go. So the way that this works is we've got a question in the style of a video. So we're going to have a very special guest who's going to be delivering the question for you, Danielle. This question is exclusively for you, so there's no buzzer required here. However, you are going to, before you see the question, wager how many points you'd like for this question. If I explain that well.
Yeah, I'll wager 500 points.
Okay, so you're wagering 500 points. I'll take that off at the end if you get it wrong. And so I'm hoping the sound comes through here, okay, for our very special guest. So just a reminder, no buzzer required here. Try and listen to it. We'll play it just once, and then we'll get your answer, okay? All right.
When a developer is typing away on their mechanical keyboard, it has an average sound level of about 50 to 60 of these units. The loudest mechanical keyboards can reach up to 78 of these units, or more, depending on how aggressively they're debugged.
All right, that come through okay? All right. So for 500 points, Danielle, what's your answer?
What are decibels?
Decibels. That is correct. All right. So that's 500. So we'll put you up to 1,600. Excellent. Okay, that was our daily double. I'm glad all the tech worked for that. That's great news. So Daniel's obviously taken quite a bit of a lead. However, we've got quite a few high-scoring questions still on the board. So Dan and Joshua, the game is certainly not over. We've, of course, got that final Jeopardy where all can be won and all can be lost. Anyway, Danielle, you have control of the boards. What would you like us to do next?
Let's do who's that Pokemon managed service for 500?
Okay, who's that Poke managed service for 500? Buzzers at the ready. Who's that Poke managed service? Danielle.
What is AWS Secrets Manager?
Your answer is, what is AWS Secrets Manager? That is correct. Well done. That's a tough one. I think the shape of the lock, I think, throws a lot of people when we were testing this. But well done.
Yeah, that was a half guess too.
Yeah.
Let's do emojis for 400.
All right, emojis for 400. Let me reset the buzzers. Okay, emojis for 400. Buzzers at the ready. What is this serverless thing? Whenever you're ready, Jonathan. All right, no buzzers in. Time is up. What we were looking for was CloudWatch metrics.
Meh.
Yeah. Tried our best. Thankfully, the emoji ones are now done. You got quite a few of them, to be fair. And so, Danielle, we stay with you.
Let's do all about DB for 400.
Okay, all about DB for 400. Buzzers at the ready. So, you've heard of migrating to the clouds. Well, this British football star migrated to the Galaxy in 2007, marking his first appearance in the MLS. Dan, you've buzzed in.
Who is David Beckham?
Who is David Beckham? Correct. I was the only British person competing. If you've got that wrong, I think you've been in the stalls.
Yeah.
You've been shamed. Well done, David Beckham. Obviously, the DB coming from his name.
Yeah.
That brings you up to 500 points. So just trying to build up a. Oh, yeah, over to you.
Yeah. Words within serverless tools for 300.
Okay, words within serverless tools for 300. Buzzers at the ready. So you can operate this low latency key value storage service with a choice from 2 engines. And the word we're looking for is a continuous dull pane. All right, time is up. That's okay. So what we were looking for here was Amazon Elasticache, where "ake" would have been the word. No worries. We stay with you. Board's starting to get closed, but where do you want to take us next?
We'll stay there and we'll go for 400, please.
All right, words within serverless tools for 400.
Get
Come
one of
on,
these.
everyone. Let's try and get one of these, everyone. Come on. All right, words within serverless tools for 400. Buzzers at the ready. So a rival cloud provider to AWS, and the word we're looking for is to stare at in a lecherous manner. No buzzers yet. All right, time is up on that one. All right, what we were looking for was Google Cloud Platform. So, but you see what I mean? Obviously, the rival cloud provider could be anything, and then you need to use that second word. But that's all good. We're getting close to the end. Dan and Joshua, my advice would be to maybe take some risks so that we've got a few points to wager at the end. But we stay with you, Dan, nonetheless. Where would you like to take us to next?
Yeah, let's just finish off the category for 500.
Let's get it done. You're all sick of this one. Okay, let's get the big one though. Okay, buzzers at the ready. So words within serverless tools, 500. So an infrastructure as code platform with a platypus as their mascot. And the clue is a knife used by indigenous Arctic and subarctic people with a crescent-shaped blade. Joshua, I see you've buzzed in.
Palumi. What is Palumi?
Well, it's Palumi. Absolutely correct. There we go. More than doubled your score. Excellent. Okay. Well done. The risk paid off. And the board is now yours. Where would you like to take us to next?
Let's do badly described shapes for 500, Sam.
Okay. All right. Time to make it or break it. Badly described shapes for 500. Buzzers at the ready. So, a shape of software architecture that aims to create loosely coupled application components that can be connected by a means of ports and adapters. Dan, you've buzzed in.
What is hexagonal?
What is hexagonal? Look at the hexagon. Yeah, that's fine. That's correct. No, that's fine. All right. Game starting to heat up now. And Dan, you've got the board. 3 questions left.
Yeah.
What do you want next?
Going for it. All about DB for 500.
All right. All about DB for 500. All right. Buzzers at the ready. So on November the 24th, 1971, the man known as DB Blank was deployed in the clouds when he hijacked a Northwest Airlines flight, parachuted out with $200,000 and disappeared into the night, never to be seen again. Joshua, you buzzed in first.
Who is DB Cooper?
Who is DB Cooper? Absolutely correct. All right, starting to claw back that lead that Danielle once had. 2 questions left. And Joshua, where are we going next?
Let's do badly described shapes for 400.
Badly described shapes for 400. Okay, let me reset the buzzers. All right, badly described shapes for 400. So, a twisted ladder structure, commonly known as the shape of DNA. Dan, you buzzed in first.
What is a helix?
What is a helix? That is incorrect.
Damn it.
And Joshua, you buzzed in second.
Thank you, biochemistry degree. Which is a double helix?
Well, it's a double helix. Correct. Unlucky, Dan. Unlucky.
Wow.
Okay. We've got 1 question left. Still a lot to play for here. These are, these points will effectively sort of double if you were to go and wager them all in the final Jeopardy. Joshua, I guess you probably want badly described shapes for 300, yeah?
The mental telepathy you have today is strong, Sam. Correct.
Yeah. All right, so buzzers at the ready. Badly described shapes for 300. So, a pentacontagon consists of this many sides. So that again, a pentacontagon consists of this many sides. Joshua, you've buzzed in.
Which is 15?
It's 15. That is incorrect. Anyone else want to hazard a guess? How many sides are in a pentacontagon? Danielle, I see you buzzed in second.
What is 50?
50. That is correct. Unlucky, Joshua. Yeah, there's going to be a 5 in there somewhere.
Exactly.
Basically 15, 50, or 500 probably. But okay, all right. So that closes out the single Jeopardy board. Danielle, you're in the lead on 2,400 points. Joshua, second place at the moment on 1,500. And Dan, you still got, at least you're positive. At least you got something to wager, being 600. Now, this is where we're going to move to Final Jeopardy. And what I'm going to do if you want to bring my screen, yeah, perfect, Jonathan. Just bring my screen down very quickly. I'm just going to update the scores, and then we'll bring the screens back up. Just bear with me. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. Okay, so ignore the 300 in the middle. That's just with the software that we're using. So the category for our final Jeopardy question is maps of the world. Now, the three of you should have a pen and paper handy. What we're going to do is we're going to present the question and then give you about 30 seconds to write two things. You need to write your answer, and then you need to write how many points you're willing to wager. Obviously, if you get that right, you gain that many points, and so on. You can't go negative. So, Dan, I guess you're going to go for broke. You probably want to be wagering 600. And yeah, I think that's just go with it. So, our final Jeopardy question today. This AWS region is located the closest to the center of the world map. You have about 30 seconds. I will accept the country. You don't need the whole region codes. The country or the city is fine. Okay, I think we were looping there, Jonathan. Right, just give you a few more seconds. Just make sure you've got something written down. Just let me know when you're good. Dan, you seem good. Danielle, you got something?
Yeah.
You got an answer? That's fine.
Yeah, I got something.
And then, yeah, Josh was just writing his up. Yeah, hopefully no one's got a world map like behind their monitor. I just thought about that. So I don't know how this normally works. Do we go through one by one on Jeopardy? Do the answers
one by one? Yep.
Yeah.
Let's start with
All right.
I think Dan, the person.
Do I lowest to highest, and do I show the actual correct answer beforehand?
No, you let them go through, and if they get it right, you can let them know, and if they don't, you can let them know they got it wrong.
All right, so Dan, we're going to start with you. We're going to show up to the camera what you've got, or you can tell us.
Well, I've said Spain.
So what is Spain, and how many points did you wager? I guess 600.
Yeah, go for all of them. Yeah.
600. That's a good answer. So Spain's actually one of the recent regions. I think it's like 2022 or something. It went live, I think. It's not correct, but it was close. I think it's in the top 3, if I remember rightly. So I guess we'll bring you down to 0 points. Next, Joshua, we'll go with you.
I said, what is India?
What is India for how many points?
For 300 points.
For 300 points. The answer is incorrect as well. It's not India. No worries. Okay, Danielle, all down to you. Are you rubbing salt in the wounds or?
See my bad writing. Frankfurt for 1,000.
Frankfurt for 1,000. Now that's also incorrect. Let me show you what the answer was. Oops. The answer was actually Cape Town. Africa South won. I think Cape Town was top. If I remember rightly, Spain was next. Like Sao Paulo out across the Atlantic Ocean was maybe third. Milan's up there as well, and then there's a few in the Middle East. I think like Tel Aviv, Bahrain, if I remember rightly. But Cape Town's for sure our winner. And that leaves some final scores on the doors. Dan with 0 points, unlucky. There's always somebody that's going to win with 0 points. There's always someone going for it. Joshua,
I'll leave with nothing.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Yeah. Joshua in second place with 1,200 points, and by a mere 200 points, Danielle, you are today's winner with 1,400. Congratulations. There we go for our Believe in Serverless champion. And great. That kind of ends it. To be honest, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope people that are watching at home enjoyed it as well. Just looking in the comments here, I see a few people answering some of the questions, which is great to see. Ben will say it depends on the world map. For this question, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it was strange that it was such a debate. I was sort of just Googling, what is the center of the world map, and lots of people were debating it. People were saying it was in like Turkey, and it was like the equidistant location of land. And I was like, no, just I want the world map. I'm like, what's in the middle? So basically, like longitude, latitude, 0, 0, basically. And yeah, I guess if you guys enjoyed it, let us know. Comment, like, follow, whatever it is you need to do. If it does well, we'll happily do more. I think we're going to try and do these game shows maybe once a month, rotate it around. If you want to join a game show, you're more than welcome. Reach out to myself or anyone in the Believe in Serverless community. If you have an idea for a game show, then of course reach out. If you want to host your own one, I will happily let you take over next month. That's completely fine with me. And aside from that, enjoy your mornings, enjoy your evenings, and take care. Thanks for watching, everyone.